The United States is once again dealing with another tragic mass shooting. Syed Farouk and wife Tashfeen Malik opened fire on a holiday party at a social services agency in San Bernardino, California on Wednesday, killing at least 14 and wounding 17 others before fleeing. The FBI says it's too early to link the attack to terrorism, but it hasn't been ruled out. In a year of terrible gun violence, the latest massacre is the deadliest since Sandy Hook in 2012. In this special episode of In Focus, we take a look back at a brief history of mass killings in the USA. In a country with an estimated 270 to 310 million firearms, gun violence is inevitable. But the scale of mass violence in the United States has no parallel with any other advanced country on the planet. It didn't begin with Columbine, but that massacre turned private conversations over gun control laws into a national debate. All that changed. Criminals and minors were no longer able to purchase firearms. What became clear was the huge influence of gun lobby groups willing to say and do anything to protect their Second Amendment rights. It didn't end. In 2002, 2 Washington snipers killed 10 people over 20 days. The perpetrators weren't allowed to own weapons, but stole a rifle from a poorly run, poorly regulated gun store. Virginia Tech, 2007, 32 killed in the deadliest shooting by a single gunman in US history. Xiang Hui Cho, the 23-year-old that carried out the attack, was able to buy 2 weapons despite a history of severe mental illness. No change to gun laws. 2 years later, a Vietnamese immigrant kills 13 in Binghamton, New York. In November of the same year, the massacre at Fort Hood also sees 13 killed. In 2011, Representative Gabrielle Giffords was targeted by a 21-year-old with paranoid schizophrenia. She survived. 6 didn't. Aurora 2012, James Holmes gets access to semi-automatic rifles and high-capacity magazines, kills 12 at a screening of Dark Knight Rises. Research suggests the incident doesn't change the minds of Americans, and in fact, Colorado gun sales soar after the event. Then the massacre that should have changed minds. Sandy Hook. 6 adults and 20 children, all between the ages of 6 and 7, were murdered by a 20-year-old whose family believe may have had schizophrenia. Why in elementary school we may never know, but even such an event couldn't sway public opinion. Sure, New York, Connecticut and Maryland all tightened laws, but 10 other states passed legislation that relaxed gun restrictions. The NRA was in full force, saying that schools needed more guns to be safe. This year we've had shootings in Waco, Charleston and Umpqua. 9 dead in each. There was a reporter and a cameraman killed on live television. Just last week, a Planned Parenthood health clinic was stormed, 2 staff and 1 police officer killed. 355 mass shootings this year alone. No change in sight. Throughout, there has been one man increasingly frustrated by the continued massacres and the continued lack of action to prevent them. He sums it up best himself in this now famous speech.
Somehow this has become routine. The reporting is routine. My response here at this podium ends up being routine. The conversation in the aftermath of it, we've become numb to this.
But if anyone's hoping this latest shooting will lead to meaningful change, think again. On Black Friday, there were more US gun background checks than any other day in history. More than 185,000 of them, in fact. Soon we'll hear the NRA suggesting that with just a few more guns in the country, events like these will cease. But soon we'll see another, just like the many before them. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.